right, good evening. Welcome. I'm Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your May week with us. Taking you to Quinamo District here. This evening will be two community initiatives. First, we're going to be going to our own Grand County. And the second segment, we will be going to Nima County. There's a local organization here as well. Convention is planning, but a lot is unfolding. The president, Mr. Dennis Boa, is here this evening to set the record straight. What's going on? So we're going to be having our conversation here. Thank you so much. And we will get the program going right away. We are going in the neighborhood of La Côte d'Ivoire right now. Let's get some little sounds right on here. Share the video for us and invite someone at your company. Bio, my man, long time I didn't see you. Welcome, my man, Mr. Willie Hinton. It's our prime time valuable to listener to Mr. Hinton. Good evening, welcome, James Tano. And our own man, James Dubbart. Yeah, that's Quinamo District, obviously. The bone, the taco, gotta be here. Let's listen to a little bit of rhythm to stabilize this conversation. The African sons, Cote d'Ivoire, in the interest of African solidarity. Good evening, James Tanon. Good morning. I'm not sure whether you're in Liberia or whatever you are, but good to always have you here. And Timing Kai and Kamokuya, good evening, good morning. Welcome, Business Liberia Public Radio. Amen, Bishop. I can't join over you back. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for sharing your time with us here as well. Come from the best state of Massachusetts himself, my man Dualo. Good evenings and welcome in the house of LPR. And T. Mawolo, good evening, good morning. It's 7:07 Eastern Standard Time. The rendezvous for this program is 7 o'clock because we got a second segment. Teaming out here this evening is the most liberal on this network. The liberal progressive Samson Blaku Brown Tour is also here. Folks, the plane is about to take off. Welcome to the show. Okay, good evening and welcome to our many viewers and listeners across the globe. We want to welcome you this evening, this morning, depending on your location. Thank you for sharing this midweek Wednesday with us. As usual, keeping the news proportional. We don't just only look at government here, but some of these guys, they start here and potentially they want to be senator, they want to be representative and so we have to put them in check. And we got to give everybody the opportunity so that the cat can drown itself in the bag. So many ways to kill the cat. The liberal progressive is here. Another crazy name, my prediction here. Let me just bring in our guest, Mr. Dennis Boa is standing by. Two community initiatives this evening, and next one we're in Grand and the next one we're going to be going to Nima as well this year. So let me bring in the liberal before we can bring in the guest here. The liberal progressive of the Liberia Public Radio. Why, if I try to put out some African thing, you always find way you would put out.
So you want to tell me because you were born in Africa, there's no reason for me to be born in Africa either? Is that what you're going to tell your guests here again tonight?
Can you change that thing?
I'm from Totan. That Totan share here. Why you always say because you were African there, we're African? I mean, so because you were born in Africa, there's no way I should be born in Africa.
Or you think you want to dress as Joseph Boyka to be young, or what? Are you want to
No, I
play?
mean this is the Lofa, the Lofian, the folks that are going to be leading the next generation of the next government, folks from Lofa County. You know that, Mr. So please let's have a beautiful show. I don't want to go at it with you right now. You and I are going to close it up, and
Okay.
I have something.
Let's do a quick profile here. We're going to be hosting, I consider him as one of the founders. He was the Secretary General of the Board of Directors, I believe. Time fast spent, we're getting old now, so we're forgetting. Dennis Boa is the current president of the Quinebo District, but a lot of comforts, a lot of things all over the place here. And for us, LPR, we are not judgmental. I'm not like you, who always take side without giving people the opportunity to explain themselves. So I managed to reach out to President Dennis Boa, and he has agreed in principle to come here and have these conversations. There's no evidence that the conversation will be concluded here tonight, but it's a pathway to see where. Tell a little bit here. I'm quite sure you've been hearing that here. Is anything surprising? Have you reached a conclusion without talking to President Dennis Boa?
Well, in the interest of fairness, let me just say I have a very close relationship with Dennis Boy. In fact, I consider him my son. And so, but however, I am also closely connected to the Quinebo district. So, in fact, if you remember, I attended Quinebo district convention sometime, and the folks from Boston district decided. In fact, there were a lot of folks from the Jida community told me that I sold my Boston district birthright to the Quinebo district. So I
Oh,
am fully connected. But I hope, Mr. Soul,
everybody you
that
connect. You're
Mr.
looking for
Soul,
family
let it liberal, please.
all over the place.
That's fine. That's fine. That I'm loved by my people. So, but please, on a very serious note, Mr. So, I hope after this tonight that all of this wrangling that is going around will probably try to ease down a little bit. I hope you will do the best here tonight to see reason why this thing should not continue and should be speedily closed, because it's not doing us any favor either. So I'm looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful show tonight.
And let me just do this. You started off by saying your son. This is not son father thing affair here. Let me just tell you it right now. This is how you start to pollute conversation and send it down, and you start labor. If you do that, I tell you right now, you will be out of this show in a second, and that would be a technical problem from your end, not from my end. Deal or no deal?
Well, then the board would just say, if you do that, the board will simply take care of you. You're just a CEO. You're not. We are the board. We
the board now to intimidate me. The liberal progressive Samson Brown told. Let the board get rolling.
Thank you.
Okay, good evening. I am Afonso Zia, so as usual, turning in with the liberal progressive from California next to Nancy Pelosi. She went way to Taiwan there looking for problem. I know your hand inside there. But tonight, we are here to discuss community issue as we take on national government. We must also checkmate our own local organization. Why? Because we frown on government and we must all emulate and do the right thing. Well, our guest here tonight is President Dennis Boa of the Quinebo Sanitary District in Grangeda County. Convention is pending, but there's a lot of crowds all out there. Oh, his administration accusing him. Oh, it's too much. But we tried to settle the score. We managed to reach out to President Boa yesterday. He was very spontaneous and said, I am in it. So he's here. Let's bring in our guest, President Dennis Boa. This evening is as headquarters for us to have this conversation here. Okay, there you see. Mr. Dennis Boa is the president of the Quinebo Statutory District Association in the Americas, former board secretary, Grangeda Association.
Yes, sir. You got it right.
Yeah. My man, the president here, you enjoy inside Amazon?
Yeah, you don't know, and how it's good to lead your people, regardless of what sacrifices are.
Okay. We have, I'm not sure this is going to be the conclusion of our conversation here tonight, but it's a gateway, and let's have this conversation. Okay, set the stage for us here. I can ask you to introduce yourself. But interestingly, we always have people passing through, always coming, and so we like to give the benefit of the doubt. Dennis Boa, who is Dennis Boa now, and what his current role within any of the sections from Grand Uniform?
Thank you very much. The name Dennis Boa is not known in the Grand Uniform community. I think there are a lot of people that will be curious to know what's going on with Dennis Boa and his current activities. My name again is Dennis Boa. Currently, I'm serving as the president for Kunabo Statutory District. The district I have the opportunity to visit and meet with the people. And most of you kind of know my past event. I serve as a Secretary General for the Board, Director for Grand Uniform Association. For over 6 years. And I serve in so many capacities in the Liberian community, including Liberian community in New York. Also went forward to serve as senator for my university. So the name Dennis Boa has been in leadership for a very long time. And I've been silent, for all these things that are going on. Why we might have our discomfort in how people address things on the internet, we also want to be able to follow some procedures. And the issue within Kunabo District is merely a procedural issue and how, models of operation can be presented. Other people may not agree with the way, you do operation because they are stuck in the status quo. So whenever the change is inevitable, people find a way to drag your name out. So that's why you've been hearing my name out there. Dennis Boa in Kunabo District money. But when you ask those people who say, where the evidence or what are some of the things you see that Dennis Boa ate the money? Most of them tell you, so, oh yeah, we want to pressure him because, the board of director Paul Quidney is now on the account. So we'll say whatever, we want to say so they can bow down to pressure. But the fact is that if, people accuse you, who and you supposed to have some cordial relationship, to understand even there are processes that need to be followed, and decided to parade your name outside the regular, internal chat room and just want to make you any way they want to, you don't want to follow all that. There are people in the Liberian community, Grand Uniform, that respect me. There are people who have differences with. And I do understand that, but we want to make sure if you are saying something out there, be able to know that this thing really happened. But unfortunately for me, when it comes to Dennis Boa, because we are well known, so our name are new, news bit. So people can use the internet to do that now.
Okay, hold on. Don't get this cat out of the way. We don't. You know the rule of business.
Yeah. So to conclude here, Mr. So I'm Dennis Boa. This is the Dennis Boa you have been hearing about from the Grand Uniform from Kunabo District, and I'm here tonight to take the opportunity to address my people and also to address the Grand Uniform community and people who have trust in me also to kind of understand the side we are coming from. Then just listening to a side that want to paint me wrong, maybe. To cut short some of my opportunity that is in the pipeline is coming. So thank you for this opportunity.
Opportunity that is in the pipeline coming.
Yeah.
Do you feel humiliated by your people?
No, I honestly don't, because there are a few handful of people among us who believe they have access to Facebook, because not all our people really love the Facebook thing, so they are setting the narrative. And because other people do not really have the time, to call individual to explain, so the narrative just become something they just listen to. And this narrative is carving a unique trend that we need to put stop to.
So let me ask you, because I heard it directly from your mouth. I didn't invite you. I didn't open the corridor, and you said the problem with in Kunabo District. Is there a problem in Kunabo District?
Oh yeah, there's a problem in Kunabo District. One problem is, there's problem in Kunabo District. It was a non-problem until few other rogue folks, I will turn them to be, decided to go media. Then it became a problem. So the problem we have in Kunabo district initially was administratively functional issue. You know, that was
functional issue.
Yeah. So it was administrative issue that also has to do with functional issue.
From which administration? Your administration or
From my administration, right? So Kunabo statutory district set up 3 bodies, like any other Liberian-based organization would do, right? So we have the national conference, we have the board of advisor, we have board advisor and board of directors, and we have the national administration, right? So there are functions set up for the relationship between these organs. So before we started up, you know, I know you will get into that. You know, Kunabo district has some, you know, we are going through some little bit of difficulty. And that difficulty, how do you call it?
Example?
Yeah. The little bit of difficulty we went through, you know, I took over from Mr. Ellis Yala, you know, one of the advocates, you know, in our Liberian community. I think you know him very well. I took over from him, and then, you know, then I took over from him, and then we had a board that was chaired by Madam Dole. You know, we have some issue here, my administrative issue, where Madam Dole, you know, took over the account for almost a year. So, you know, pretty part of my first year was strangulated, you know, and that was exacerbated with, you know, with this corona thing. I never even had an inauguration program. So those are the issues.
That's a painful one, man.
Yeah. I never had. In fact, my inauguration program, the time was set in Iowa. We arrived there. The day we arrived there, the state of Iowa said there's no meeting over 5%. So basically, all the people were in flight. We have to tell them the inauguration was canceled.
Wow.
You know, and from there we feel that it was, you know, there was no need to have inauguration again. You know, the opportunities, you know, came and gone. You know, and then the corona thing went, went ballistic, and we did not have convention that year. So that's what I said. We have some of the problem, and you know that our community gained their momentum from meeting. You know, this Zoom and internet, you know, connection is new thing, not only in our community, but even in the entire world. People are, even my corporate community, just getting acclaim to that, right? So when the Boston district, I gave credit, I was able to have the convention over Zoom. We did not, you know, we didn't have the resources, you know, to do that. Even if we did, we will have to teach our people who are mostly, you know, traditional people who were used to actually meeting, right? To teach them how to do that internet thing, you know. So we did not have convention last year, you know. The only convention I had, the last one we had in Iowa. Now, what did that do to us? I know we'll get into the cross of the thing. What that did to us, it actually slowed down the momentum of our chapters. You know, we came out with 8 chapters, including PA, Virginia, you know, Maryland, Washington, you know, chapters, you know, Missouri, you know, Rhode Island, all those things. Now, besides 3 major chapters that we have now, including Missouri, Iowa, South Dakota, those are the chapters I consider with, you know, that really functional. The rest of the chapter, you can't even find their leadership.
Where are they?
Their leadership, some of them, you know, say they can't find people in meetings. So we have those difficulties with running.
When you say they can't find people in meeting, what do you mean? Are they unwilling to work with your administration? Is that the case, or what? Is some sort of, do you see as like a protest, something like that?
No.
Undermining your administration?
Yeah. No, the issue is not administration specific. The issue is chapter specific. You know, every chapter have their issue. So my administration was working on modalities to be able to bring it together. Now, some of the issues stand for personal issue, right? Personal issue within that chapter itself. Some of the issue is distinct issues, right? So
were those issues brought to your administration attention?
Yes,
for
they
intervention?
were brought to our attention. They were brought to our attention. Some of them were resolved. So the success of some of them are resolved. That's Iowa chapter. The success in Missouri, the success is South Dakota. Now, the other issue, like for instance, Rhode Island, for instance, most of the members migrated in different places. So you only have one or two or few person there. So do we still have a chapter over there? And then those people are also represented on the board, and we're trying to work with them to see how they can go within their committee to bring this thing forward, to make sure we have this. If there's no ready member there to be able to join all our chapter, those are some of the issues. Just to give you a little bit, I know you are.
Okay. The Liberal, don't hesitate to come in. We're going to be going to the issue here, but quickly here before the Liberal can. Our understanding the convention for Queenable District is pending, correct?
It is pending, yes.
Where is it going?
The convention for Queenable District is going to South Dakota. The convention was funded $7,500. That we believe that the president in South Dakota is working to make it happen. The chairperson for the convention is Mr. Johnson, the co-chairman of the board for Branch Association. So we are going to be meeting in South Dakota. Now, one of the reasons why I'm here too is also to encourage our people to make sure we are there. And whatever issue we have to face, we'll face it there. So we are going to South Dakota. I'm going to be there in forefront.
All right, the Liberal.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ward. Like I said from the beginning, in the interest of fairness, I consider Mr. Ward as a son. However, this has nothing to do with father-son relation tonight. Mr. Ward is a human being, he's a grown-up person who is leading a wonderful, wonderful organization from our brothers and sisters from the Queenable District or Queenable Belt. Mr. Boa, before I go on to other question here, but you said something at the very beginning that pricked my interest, and that was you said you have administrative and procedure issues.
Yes.
Can you enlighten me on that a little bit, please?
Yes, the administrative issue we have is having people, having the required people name on the account.
Don't. I mean, I'm going to interrupt from time to time, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
You say the administrative issue is having people name on the account.
Yes.
Is that some sort of a prescription from the organization, a pamphlet or their guiding book, a Bible, Constitution? Is that part of that?
Yeah, constitutionally it is, and the reason.
How is that? How, if it is constitutional, how does that not affect the administrative operation? If it is just a constitution, how is the administration considered to be unconstitutional? For which reason that perhaps is affecting the ability of the administration to function? Is that what you're telling me?
No. So I first term it administratively functional issue, right? So those functions are needed for the running of the organization, right? Now, within those funds, the application, let's say they're making that administrative issue resolved also depends on availability of the individuals that need to be there, right? So if I say administrative function, now, so the prescription is there that it needed to be done. In fact, within the confine of KSDA, the chairman of the board actually establishes the account and then add the president in there. Or do we
let's go a little bit into that the Bible of the Queenable District, because this is a Bible that governs the administration, the board, and even the members. Yes. So, and then I believe many of you accepted, especially those of you that are in leadership. You held out your hand and swore to protect the Constitution of Queenable District. So I'm assuming that you accepted the wording in.
Yes, I did accept it.
So now, if the Constitution, the prescription is to say you must have names added on the account.
Yes.
Why is it that is becoming an issue? If it is constitutional, why don't you and you swore to hold the Constitution? Why didn't you just apply the Constitution as stated. Or unless you're saying to me tonight, President Boer, that if the Constitution, even though it was a Constitution, but that it is in conflict with the Boer mandate to function. Is that what was going on?
No,
I don't see a reason why the Constitution will not be applied, sir.
And so that is a very good question, right? And that's why I want to get to it. Constitutionally, that should happen, and that must happen. There's no exception to that. Functionally, the name of individual that needs to be on the account are there, but their signature, which is their individual, personal identifiable information, got to be presented to their local branches for that to happen.
So let's not.
So let me learn right here. So when our account was taken over by the former board chair, and we were lucky after a year for the bank to refund our money, the bank called that individual, because the thing about it, Mr. So and Mr. To, is that you have to be present for you to be on the signature card. So the bank informed us that we should go there because they are getting rid of the old signature card and now establishing new signature card. So those people that will be there should be informed to be at their local branches so that they can do the signature card that can be put into the system, because everybody got to be on a signature card. So when I informed them that secretary and the board chair, you got to go to your various branches at 2 to be able to do that. They have work schedule and other schedule. So that's how that went to get there. So the next decision is to get them there. They doing the inauguration.
So hold on one second. Let's not speak in ambiguity to get a straight shot here. How many persons should per your constitution should be on the signatory to the account we're talking about, and who are the officials?
Yes. So we got a secretary, the treasurer, the chair of the board.
4 persons?
Yeah.
So how long are we talking about since all of the 4 names not on that account as we speak, as far as you are concerned?
Because at the end of the answer to that is yes, but we do not have treasurer.
How long you been in office?
I've been in office for almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
Yes.
With those 3 years, those people you are referencing, they have not been able to make their services available.
The answer is yes. But within the 3 years, we got 1 year that we did not even have access to the account.
Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Did you brought that to the board attention, because that's part of the process to impede the functionality, the very function you're talking about,
yes,
of the administration? Because my guess, the reason of them being part of that is to provide check and balances into the administrative function of the organization. And I would not want to have a lame duck board chairman, secretary who is on AWOL 2-3 years. You can't make yourself available, for God's sake, because we did that. We have our own like Lpr-Tv. Let me narrow it down. I don't want to go to Boston District. There are other people who are signatory, but what we do, those are the accounts, go to the local bank. If I tell something to, and he's telling me 1 year that he can't go there, he gone, because then he's not ready to do business. So 4 of those people, let's put 1 year aside, and let's say take on the face value, let's take 2.
Yeah.
They were unable to make a day available to just go there, maybe for that 25 or 30 minutes, because they will tell you to be there at a specific time. That I know, because the paperwork has to be done spontaneously, concluded, and all of that. Are you saying those people, they were unable or whatever because of work schedule? That was their argument, correct? They were not able to honor that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But let me interject a little bit in that, Mr. To. When we set the few appointments that were not made, the next one was to be done during the convention. We all will meet. Some of them did not attend the convention. The board chair did. When the board chair came there, You know, he and I have a discussion that we should do that during the convention, maybe by Monday.
And what did he
So,
say?
yeah, he said okay, but then he left.
And what happened? Left. He left.
He left without doing it. So
Wait.
the next thing, yeah. So the next convention we have now is this one. Now the other option we have, Mr. Toe. No, I'm not saying here that
Because the reason we want to create a 11 fee here, did he provide any reason to you why, or are you saying his departure was unceremonial? He didn't tell you? Because
yeah,
there was,
he left.
there was an agreement in place to get certain things done. He as a board,
Yes.
and that didn't happen, and he left.
Yes.
Did
And
you go?
yeah,
You
I
brought
did.
the order, folks?
Yes. So what I did is, so the next option is to actually do signature card. So the signature card is you go to the bank, you get a signature card, and then you mail it to individual people to sign and they bring it back. Right? If that is not successful, then we'll go to the convention to do it. So what I'm trying to drive at is when you explain these things, they look fishy. You understand what I mean? The issue, and I know as a president, I assume, constitutionally to abide and uphold the rules, right? The relationship we have within Kunabo District was a family and working relationship, right? So you compensate, you accommodate to be able to work together. And that's the kind of approach I took. When I eat Grand Jedi Association, I took different approach. When you're among your people, you're among people who you call fathers and sisters, you temper down, how harsh or how things you will be. Because at the end of the day, you believe that you guys are doing it. I mean, this conversation we will not be having it. Having not been few elements going on Facebook, and saying all kinds of things. We will not be having this thing. Now,
is that being motivated?
huh?
Is there some sort of motivation within the system you think against you?
I would say at this time, yes. But it's not from the Kunabo people. It's just from few people that want to be noticed. Because the need that is what we call.
From where? From here? From
no, I mean, I would say that Prince Double. You know what I mean? Prince Double, with his accomplices, decided that the only way you can put pressure on me, because to be honest, I have my own weakness, and I'm not someone who bad to pressure.
And I true. Before I've been seeing Prince Double been crying baby cry all over the place. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Has he ever extended an invitation to get your side of the story to you?
No. In fact, President Yubote, who is the former president of Kunamo District, I arranged with Prince Double that I should go there, which I was not really that comfortable, but I said, okay, I will go there, let people hear my side, right? And before the scheduled day, Prince Double, I already attached my picture with money hanging on it.
Is it where they attack Fred?
And the interesting part, Mr. So, that I want to explain, the interesting part is, this is the kind of man we call board member for Kentucky. If you are only ordinary citizen for Kunabo District,
Prince
who feel probably this
he on a board? He on a
yes. Board? These are the people who got on the board.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Let me go back to total English area.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
This thing here is a little bit tough for me.
Yeah.
Besides my relationship with you, I also have relationship with the Kunabo District organization itself.
Oh, Lord.
With a former Mr. So deliberate is speaking. Let me speak my mind. And I have I have a very strong relationship with all of you guys, including the former president and what have you. Excuse me if I call you Dennis.
Yeah, no, go ahead, sir.
Okay. I think I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, you are.
But Dennis, you're not doing us a good favor here.
Yes.
What is siding me here, Dennis, and I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
You are in a unique position to take this organization to the level I've never seen before in its history.
Yeah.
Number one, you're highly educated. hardworking. When I met you in Ghana, some of the conversation you and I had, these are things that you carry out. Back in 2001, when I met you, we talked and you said you lay it out what you want to do, and that's exactly who you are today. So I know you have the ability.
Yeah.
Besides the personal side, Mr. Dennis,
Yeah.
you sat on the board of Grand Jide Association. On your watch, you saw all of the wranglings that brought down the great Grand Jide Association to its needs. And you would think that Mr. Dennis, as smart as you are, that being Queen Amok getting to that position to lead after Mr. Alexander Yalla, you would think that these kinds of stuff would never come into Queen Amok District.
Yeah.
And as you correctly stated, Queen Amok District Association is a family organization. I attended the conference. I was there. I heard people expressing themselves, mixing the English with the dialect. Mr. Boa, this thing didn't happen overnight. And as smart as you are, I believe you saw it far away. Why didn't you get some of these others in there as soon as possible? If the Constitution said put A, Z, this is the same situation we believe twice with Tim Collins and Johnny and what's his name, Daniel Pine. On your watch, you were quite aware of all these things. And yet you are serving in that same position. And we're talking about somebody's name not being on an account. An account that belongs to all of you. It's nothing secret.
Yes.
Put somebody's name on it. If the person is corrupt, the person will be exposed. Because many of you are educated and many of you have the opportunity to view. Mr. Dennis, I know Mr. So have another show coming up here. I'm just going to tell you quick, right out front. Whatever it is the community is demanding, what the community is, I'm not saying Prince Daba. Yeah. I say community. Yes. Whatever it is that Queen Amok people want, give it to them. Okay. If for some reason that there's some set of and I said if, and I will say it here, because people say, oh, then go out to money, what have you. If that's happening, you got family. We're all family. And I know what is very helpful for me is you're educated and you're making money. Not one since we've been in this place have you looked at me and said, Mr. Toh, can I? No. You always took care of yourself. Yeah. The only conversation I had with you when you went home to get married. For Christ's sake, Dennis.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, don't worry. He knows exactly.
What are you going to do with that?
Mr. Soul, I'm on the floor. Let me talk to him, please. Because I don't want his thing. Because if Dennis Boa's name is out there like that, he has connection to family. And family members, some of them are hurting as well.
So let's
not just connected. You got people around you. So what I want to say to you, quite frankly, if something happened with the people money, talk to family member. If we're going to pay, we pay. If you don't do any, if nothing happened, expose everything. Let them see it for themselves. Nothing here to hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So before you come in, right? I accept that, and that exactly I'm going to do. You see, all these things, tomorrow we're making report of everything. One of the things that is frustrating Mr. So and Mr. To is that people who Queen Amok District consider to be making decision already making claim. So I consulted with my people. It was to go in a convention and present everything, and we all go together to go and do it. You understand what I mean? That's why I've been quiet. Look, since I came to America after school, I've been working in corporate America. If we present this thing, we'll give the report, we'll give, or whatever we get on bank balances, and whenever people believe their money is missing or additional with their money, we'll pay it there. But I can guarantee you, I have not misused any people money. The reason here is the goal was to have everybody named there, right? That's the goal. The fact that it was just last week when I in North Dakota, when I started getting letter, it got to happen overnight. I was away. Most of my work is based on travel. Last night I just came from Las Vegas, supporting system there, right? I drove in here. You know, when Mr. Soa myself talk, I said, okay, for this reason, I will make myself available. But I want to talk to, NPR. Tomorrow we're having the report meeting. I want to bring this report on NPR. And I can give you my word. I have people calling me here and there. One of the things that is very, very disheartening is for people to attach figures and things to it because they feel that, especially Prince Dr. Dosta. And what he does, he does not contribute to Kunebo district. Even when we're doing Alfred Donald collection, Prince Donald has not paid a cent. The past 5 conventions I got there, he has not gone to convention.
Is he a member of the association?
That's the so-called member of the board. You understand what I mean?
Okay, so let's. I'm not going to make it out of a Prince. There was a reason I asked that question.
Yes.
Because you don't news is proportionality.
Yeah.
I can't just get out and say something about present. I must also reach out. If you refuse or you deny of coming, then that's a thing. So, Mr. Liberal, LPR is not a counseling area. You've been hearing all of that about Danny Boy. You as a big brother. This is why you and I always.
Mr. So
hold on.
Idea here tonight. I spoke my mind. Let me just let you know this. You're hey fame more. You hey fame more. Nothing you can do to me. And said, what? You're gonna fire me now? Is that what you're getting around to, Mr. No. So go ahead.
Yeah, I will go ahead. I don't care what you do. I'm just only telling you we do not have a counseling section here. And you yourself didn't even do fair to someone that you consider as a brother. You heard it, you sat on it, you allow it to get wrecked, and it's falling and people.
I apologize. I take full responsibility.
Oh, we apologize and thank you so much.
I take full responsibility of my action.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so Mr. Boa, what is the relationship with your administration, the board of directors, the chapter president? They are all auxiliary, are all executive of the national administration.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a solution. This is not a worst thing ever, even though it doesn't sound to look good. Have you brought this to the attention of the general meeting? Because I am concerned of having people as board members and with constitution mandate that they should be on. We understand the virus was going, but it's just inexcusable, even if what we are hearing from you that these people refuse, or for 3 years or 2 years, even a year, that they can't make time available, then that questions the sincerity to the organization. And that's my own feeling. If that was the case, why didn't you bring that out maybe on a teleconference? Hey, this is why I am facing with board members, with other administrators. They are not willing to do that because at the end of the day, the snake will come and bite you, and it is biting you now.
Yes. So what I brought on the teleconference, I did not. Now, one of the reasons here is when you are in your comfort zone, you don't really keep guard. So what I can tell you is this thing caught me off guard. We expect to go out there and fight when I grant you versus that. No, we don't expect that to, within, a small, section of people where you believe you guys will work together, do some party. There are a lot of things that we cannot come out and be, crime so you can't take finger from your own nose and be showing it around, So no, I did not bring it, and that's some of my weaknesses. My weaknesses, I trust people in a way that since we are from the same place, and at the end of the day we can fix things, then make it work. Whether somebody is in the wrong, I try to, make it look nice, and then we move forward. So no, I did not bring that. Now this is what I can say. If the board or member of the parties that are supposed to be on the account. And if they felt that I am blocking them from coming on the account, why would they wait that long?
Were you blocking them?
The answer is no. But the point here is, if let's just assume, now we are all intelligent people here. If you have responsibility that you're supposed to do this and somebody is stopping you from doing it, why wait that long? Why the energy is in the last 2 weeks? And the first thing here is we have convention that resolve our issue, which is 1 week away. Why is all this hullabaloo? Why can't go resolve it in the convention?
So now, Mr. President, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
You're speaking about upcoming convention.
Yes.
And some of the news that we're hearing that you have been impeached.
Yes.
How true is that statement?
Yes. The board wrote me a letter on that. Now, but they think about the way our constitution is set up. The board wrote me a letter, and our constitution gave
letter impeachment.
Yeah, the constitution gave board the right to do whatever they want to do, but they do not have the power to remove a president, elected officer for that matter.
What is the content? What were the charges or grievances filed by the board of your impeachment?
Yeah,
can you share that with us?
Yeah, let me see what I can share that letter with you. For failure to add board member on the account, and all those things. Let me share. Yeah.
So while you are looking for that,
Yes.
is Deneboa willing to undercut and perhaps bring to a closure of this by making a comprehensive financial report? When last your administration made a financial report? So let's get to that.
Last year, we made report every year.
Every year? Correct.
Every year is an annual report.
So which one, this year is the one that's standing?
Yeah, this one is the one that's standing.
So
are you willing to
annual report?
Yes, we make annual report.
Is that part of the Constitution requires you to make annual report or a quarterly report?
Annual report. That's part of the Constitution.
And you say
as a matter of cordial working relationship, you make a report so that the community can be aware of what's going on. But constitutional requires annual report.
Are you willing to undercut this whole shenanigan that is ongoing by getting that report up prior to the convention to the membership? The membership is a supreme body. If that's what they are crying and what people are saying, the financial report will exonerate and put a rest to all of the apprehension. Is that something you're willing to do prior to the convention?
Yes, that's what we plan to do tomorrow night in the meeting. To inform the people that report is ready.
Is your vice president, the treasurer, financial? Are they collaborating? Are you guys sharing notes, or this others taking a side seat as well?
Yeah. So this whole issue has segued, other people. So I would say currently I consider my vice president to be undercutting my leadership because as she received letter of appointment from the board, she received letter of appointment from the board to be the acting president. I think it's an opportunity that she does not want to pass, so she's running with it. But
we are in Kenya. Vice president go to opposition.
Yeah. So those are some of the difficulties. But what I can show you, Mr. So, is the people of Kunebo district do not like what is going on. They don't like the decision the board is taking.
Who's to be blamed? Who's to be blamed?
Prince Daba is to be blamed. He created.
Hold on one second. Yeah. Prince Daba is not the president of Kunebo district. Prince Daba is not still the administrative functions of Kunebo district. Let
me hold you right there, Mr. Boa.
Yes.
I think you would do. Mr. So, I'm not interrupting you. I'm trying to make a point. Mr. Boa, I know technically you can make all of that statement, but as a Kunebo man, I would like for you to take full responsibility tonight.
Okay.
is not going to do anything but to show that you have a leadership ability. You
Yes.
cannot. This is you as an administrator. I think all of the issue, the functioning, and everything else come to you as an administrator for this association. So
Yes.
even if a board member, Prince Double, is not functioning well, and anything goes wrong without you getting involved to fix it, you should take responsibility of that as well. So I'm just going to suggest to you, I'm not saying this is what you need to do, but I would suggest to you that you do take responsibility and let's move forward.
Yes. So yes. So from the beginning, I mentioned that I have my weaknesses. For the organization, I take full responsibility, and I've been taking responsibility since I've been there. That's why you have not heard anything from the Kunambo till now. I'm taking responsibility of what's going on, and we're going to fix it.
Thank you.
We're going to fix it, and I can guarantee that our people are going to fix it. And
I can also, Mr. So, with that word of we're going to fix, I'm going to fix it, and I guarantee we're going to fix it. Let me bring in some observation here. As a liberal city on this show tonight, dealing with your conservative idea, because you already tried
to kick you out of this.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You're getting ready to kick me out as usual, trying to silence me when I'm trying to bring my view. This is my observation. I could be wrong. But I think this most likely will not be unique to Queenable District.
Yeah.
This is something that's been flowing from Grand Jida Association. Mr. Boa here, sitting here tonight, he's not stranger to the conflict of Grand Jida Association when it happened. Mr. Boa, in fact, I would say it was at the center state because he was the secretary of the board. What was his role? So perhaps the same thing they do with the Grand Jida Association election. If the person who does not win the election, what do? They send their top guys to go and run for and be a board member, and then use that board to oppose the incoming administration. So I think I'm just going. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. I'm blocked. I'm just saying here. I think from that conflict, that many of the remnants from that conflict has now is a percolate and going to continue to percolate into these section organizations. My brothers and sisters, we have to be very careful. Is Dennis Boa here tonight? And I'm being very frank with Mr. Boa. Many of the things that I'm hearing, if they are true, then I also am disappointed in Mr. Boa. But besides that, we cannot bring these conflicts from the past and let it guide us. That's just an observation.
Yeah.
But this is what I say. So I'm saying to the liberal bloc.
All right, United Nations peacekeeper from Totan, be observing, okay? This guy, he always, I don't understand. He blow and bright, he wants to be here and there. Let's talk serious business here.
Yeah.
Queenable District is, from what I see, is at a crossroad. I was saying something and this liberal interrupted me because as far as I'm concerned, the people of Queenable District, and I know, Prince Double was never elected to steer the administrative functions of the Queenable District. Let me put forward two possible scenarios. If it makes sense, fine. You are also at liberty to plead the fifth if you choose not to answer the question. Do you think, on your watch, this train of Queenable District has derailed? And if it derailed, are you willing, will you seek re-election? Or are you willing to step aside and allow the process to go forward?
Thank you. I think that's a really brilliant question. Our goal here is to make sure Queenable District is intact. Is to make sure the will of the people prevail. At this stage, all we are fighting for is for Queenable District to go on and to remain there. We should not be the reason for Queenable District to fall into pieces. So this convention going to decide.
What that means?
The convention that we are on will decide. And my goal here as a leader of this district is to let everybody know that they have a voice in Queenable District. And that is the reason why you are not seeing me on Facebook. There are people that contact me every day and night from Liberia, from here, that are willing, to take this one to the level they want to take it and confront anybody they want to. I put stop to that. That's not necessary. If you are a leader with promising future, people are sometimes afraid of your power. And they find a way to demean you in so many ways. But regardless why it is, there are people that will still believe in you. And what I can promise my people that believe in me is to make comprehensive report, add the people need on the account, and then we move forward. And that the people in Kunabo district see for themselves. Mr. So the thing that bringing the commotion, of which I believe the board is doing that, last convention we passed an amendment that hold boards accountable. That you cannot be board member without chapter. So a board responsibility to also build a chapter for which they represent. And most of the board members that are hanging around cannot build their chapter up.
Let me come back to the question.
Yeah.
Are you willing to step aside, resign, or seek re-election? What do you think is the most possible scenario that fits your situation right now?
The possible scenario that fits my situation, just to answer the question, is I will consult with my people. But at this juncture, I believe we cannot leave Kunabo district.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to create a power vacuum, fair. But it's a commitment that there will be a comprehensive report, though.
Report. And it will be delivered. And the reason why I'm not commenting on it tonight is because I want it to be delivered to Kunabo people first before I bring it to you to poke hole in it, and then we go through it.
So when it is delivered, will you give our access to that, and then we have a conversation again?
Yes, give you access to that, give you access to the previous report, and also give you access from the time I took over. So
Mr. Boa,
yes.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Being a Kunabo district president is very important. I know that. Yes. And let me just do this here. This is a plaque, and I will read it. Appreciation award to Mr. Samson Brown Toll from the Kunabo District Organization. Mr. So, I can see you don't have a plaque like this from Kunabo District. I do. So I must be proud of myself and proud of the people of Kunabo District, Mr. So. This was given to me by Mr. Alexander Yala. And this is a good organization. This is a good organization. And I hate to see this going like this.
Dennis, can you prepare one plaque for him too? Because that his own exhibition. Every Boston district give me plaque, Kunabo district give me plaque, Chen district give me plaque.
Mr. Boa, let me ask you this. If you were to present your statement tomorrow, whatever it is that you're going to do, and in the interest of unity for our brothers and sisters from the Kunabo district, and if that paper is presented, what are accepted or not, can you then tell the people of Kunabo district, my interest is to make sure this district move forward. And since there's so many wrangling, I will excuse myself and let us find a new person that will finish my term and even go to the convention. Is that something that perhaps you might be able to do, or you would think perhaps doing so will leave a leadership vacuum that you're not quite prepared to handle?
Yeah, I will take the latter. At this point, there are a few things that happen, and I will give you one example. People go on rescue mission to rescue one person, and the whole battalion can die. Now, the point is, at that moment, it's not saving one life because you're losing more than 20 people. The major thing here is the resilience of the organization. We have the Kunabo district where now the message that is sent that one person with access to Facebook, can intimidate leaders, regardless of being convicted or not, to leave and call it wrangling. And that's not a good message to send in Kunabo district. Now, we know that not every decision can be popular, but we also build in structure that can resolve our highest problem, which is the convention. And the fact that the boards are supposed to be intelligent people, resolute, able to look at things, investigate it, and follow processes that they believe are broken. Sending out letter or impingement and removal for which
let me hold you. Let me hold.
and can't resolve it in the convention.
I'm running out
I
of
don't
time.
want to send that message.
Let me come to this here. I'm not this guy who always try to do. From what I'm hearing here, there seems to be like the central could no longer hold.
Yeah.
Things falling apart.
Yeah.
And I did hear you saying your people.
Yeah.
Are you willing to be dragged down the gutter for your people, or are we coming down to the center? Is there, do you still see yourself in charge of this organization?
Yes.
So if the people say continue, will you continue? Do you think it will do good or harm to the organization, or we have to facilitate more chaos?
Yeah,
I heard you saying the vice president. There's a letter to the vice president and by the board, so it means the board is already taking a position. And I don't know. I called the board chairperson here that tried to do my own call. The board chair, he said you were going to call me back. He didn't call me back. And we're going to hopefully give everybody the fair share to hear from them, because if the president is not functioning, the board should be in a position to also, and this is the problem that we are having within our community. We have board members who do not know the functions and responsibility of the board. First of all, broker can be a board member. The job of you being a board member to go out there to solicit funds to cement the work of the administration.
They don't even pay their dues.
Yeah, I'm not board member of LPR anywhere.
Yeah. So I don't.
Serious thing here we're talking here.
Yeah.
That's the same problem with Grand Unit Association. You have over 32-person board member. It's crazy. It's just a chaotic situation. Where the hell these people, where would they talk? They can't come to a consensus. It is noted. We are saying it over and over. A board should be a reasonable, sensible sized people who will go out there to lobby. But it's a ceremonial thing. People want to stand to the door. They play one song, they bring something to there with their total gowns, and then they dancing. Whatever song he chooses, if they can't play that song, they won't come. And probably, I think it is time for us to have a conversation to change the nomenclatures of these organizations, president. Make them freaking project management committee so that they would let us decrease the authority of these people, because the president is driving people nuts.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Bois, before you go there, let me ask you this straight up. I've been hearing that sometimes you, as a president, will call meeting, and you yourself will not attend these meetings.
Yeah.
And they will be calling you, you're not answering. How true are those statements?
Those statements are not completely true, right? So, Mr. To, you and I will know in America, we all work for corporate America, right? Sometimes, travel schedule shows up, but you cannot stop the doing of the organization. So you tell the next leader to take it over, and then you return. That's how I cannot cancel every meeting because of my impromptu, how do you call it, project management, responsibility. I live in Arizona. Right now, when we started talking, which was 7 Eastern time, is 4. So most of the meeting or some of the meeting will get me right when I live in Noja, right? So there are some meetings, just to answer your question, there are some meetings, yes, I do not attend.
Mr. Boa.
Yes.
Are you aware of all of these things, and you decide to take the responsibility to lead the people of Queenable District, considering the job that you're going to be doing? All of that we're going to factor in. Are you cognizant of that?
Yes, and I'm capable, and I was ready to do it. But Mr. So, you and I,
knowing what we're doing and what we are talking now, do you think it was a good decision on your part?
Say that again.
Seeing all that is on 49 and all of this narrative that we are talking about now, do you think it was a right decision on your part?
right decision
to even go to this? Because I mean, people are busy. You get a job come first, and I know you want to lead your people. And additionally, the Constitution seems to be in awe. From what I'm hearing from you, a lot of the vice president has already defected. The vice president is no longer on board with you. So I'm not sure when you go to that convention, the vice president will be on the same table. Maybe the board going to be preparing different table.
Yeah, no, and that what we're going to find out. There are people now calling me from South Dakota, where the convention here, South Dakota, that my state, where convention here, they are calling me whether
that your stronghold.
Yeah, I'm a stronghold down there, and whether it should be involved or the pull hold to everything until we get a result. And I'm here to respond to that. But the true thing here is what really bothers me more is I do not want Kunabo district to split. And the board is
wise decision. What would be the wise? I love your comment. I love that it's conciliatory, is meant to move forward. And knowing all of these kind of craziness that is going on, what could be the wise decision of you?
Yeah, so the wise decision is being contemplated. But here is what I would say. We consolidate all these things to say board. The board have not met for years. Just few people grabbing one man crazy.
Guess what, Mr. Boa? The board is not being indicted at this point. It is now. You are in the center of the whole show. So I'm not sure focusing on the board at this point in time it will help. We are running out of time.
Well, the wise decision, Mr. So, is to read what's on ground and not drive it to the apex that will cause Kunabo district to split.
What do you see? What do you smell on ground?
Yeah. So what I see is we will have, because the appeal bench we will have a very conversational, convention, and the convention will decide on the way forward. And I can tell you, if the Kunabo people come together and say, look, Mr. Boa, we think you have done your services. We want you to step aside and move forward. I'm willing to do that. I do not believe that
you're going to introduce that on the floor.
Yes. So here's how we were supposed to function if the board had followed rules, right? The board has the right to make allegation against the elected officer, and that elected officer will be out for a bit, right? So we'll go to the convention, put it on the floor, and then the convention decides.
Okay.
And that's the final say.
Let me give you the opportunity in the last few minutes because our second batch of people here. You did mention about Afri Donald. Was there any contribution from the Kunabo district to the family?
No, Kunabo district was the direction we took is to solve problem. So when you say there's any contribution to the family,
but as an organization, was there any financial intervention to the family?
Oh yes, and not directed to the family. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
To the problem, to solving the problem, because the direction of Kunabo district to solve the problem.
Was there consultation within the executive and membership?
Yes, because when this thing happened, the Kunabo district also have team that were not derived from Kunabo district in America, from Kunabo district in Grand Gide. They have a team that were running the stuff, right? They had a women team. They have the Kunabo district itself on the organization there that were running it. So those are the people, and they have the youth. Those are the people we're related to. So what we did first is we look at people, coming into Zwedru, to defend stuff like that. We decided to repatriate them.
So your report tomorrow will include that particular
order,
how the money was spent and everything, who the
everything,
money was going to,
everything,
the name of those people,
the name, everything, and the name are not hidden, right? One question I get, a lot of time is why the name there, and then we saw how it is sent. But why you black out those names?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me, and that's the basis of this question here.
Yes.
Who did the transaction? You did a transaction.
Yes.
With the advice and consent, be it a board membership to say this is our financial intervention to the team, whoever doing the work there. Correct.
Correct.
Okay, so there are some crazy things we saw up here, and I'm going to put it out because it's out there now.
Yes.
I don't know whether it is quite different from what you have.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's going on? Something to anytime this guy come into people programs, things disappear. Okay, let me put this here. Whether it was originated from you or is a work of some of the conspirators to get us to be where we are today, because you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Let's look at this here.
Yes.
Are you familiar with this amount 630, 650, 250, 125, 50, 70, all of that? Are you familiar with these figures?
Yes.
Do you know who did this transaction?
Yeah, I did the transaction.
You black the recipient's name as well?
Yes, I did.
Why was that done?
The reason here is within the report we have, the name was not black. Our goal, we work with responsible people in Kunebo. So as a leader, you can't be pushed and then put people followers' name on Facebook. Those names are not invisible. But the point I was making here is these are the transactions. As big as Kunebo district is.
No. We are about to devour. If you are the chairperson of the board of directors, you have the national administration president making a financial report.
No, that did not go to the board.
No, I'm just saying I'm trying to see what I try to draw a logical line here. And you might to see that, or you were elected. This is a report coming from Alfonso as president and Dennis Bois as chairman of the board. And you see
it's not report though, Mr. So that's why I want to make it.
I know, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying, how this got in the public domain?
Yes.
Why you decide to block the names?
Yeah. So the point here is Prince Double claim that. How do you call it?
Mr. Boa, before you go to Prince Double, let me ask you this: the reason of blocking the name was that administrative?
Yeah, administrative. Yes, okay. Administrative.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's administrative because we are not in a business of publishing name. We are in a business of making that name known in the reports. Okay. Right? So we do not want people who did business with KSDA on good purposes to be internet paraded.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I would never do. Let me just tell you upfront.
Yeah.
There are two things. If I'm sending it to you and it's an organization money and you say you don't want your name to be paraded, then well, I'm sorry.
No, they don't say that. They didn't say that. We made a decision too.
So why you decided to make that? With the advice, who your advisor? Something to?
I wish because I would have advised that, Mr. So, to be honest with you, because here's the thing here. Kunabo District is a reputable organization, number one. And second, if the president decide to administratively do this in order to block, but then the report that is going to be handed out to his bosses is all there for people to see. If the board decide to release then they do that. Then it's on the board. But he the president, he's saying to administratively, okay, these people I'm doing business with, I don't want these people need to be appear on my watch in the Facebook. Therefore, I will make my report, list these people, pass it on to the board, and if the board want to release it, that I have no problem. As a liberal,
this is why Joseph Boyka will not be president of Liberia, because
and I can share the report with you, Mr. So.
Yeah, I understand, but here is the thing. This has also added insult, injury, and created unnecessary drama. I understand where you're coming from. If it was a personal thing that you doing as an individual intervention, that's a different thing. But also bear in mind, it's an organization, and you know that there will be other highlanders there will say, wait a minute, why 650 going there? Is he sending it to his Chauvet or working on, So any other thing coming out is just a damage control. Don't allow something to offer any advice to you, because he will not offer anything. Only damage he's going to do more. When he's talking. That's why.
But let me say this though. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
We were dealing with people, non-invisible people. We were solving problems. We were able to pick up to send people back where they came from. right? We were able to send Kunebo people that got hurt in this crisis to Reboji to get Bola extracted from them. We were able to help people in the hospital. We were able to provide food. Those things are things that you yourself can call on ground to see that. Now, with all the noise that going
The
on,
entire membership will not have the time to do that. I will not.
I know, but what I'm saying to the membership will present the need, a need are in a report. My point here is being an IT project manager myself in information security. I know what it means to publish this thing. You can ask Mr. Jenny Wote. Every time I make donation, I say I don't want my name to be, on the list. That's why you don't see my name there. No, people have different level of comfortability.
Yeah. Okay.
On my watch, I will not be pushed by people who are, who are not connections of what internet is to publish.
Well, that's a valid.
People need.
Of course, it's viable.
That's a
because he's speaking from
Oh,
a perspective
please.
of a liberal.
Please.
He's not speaking of God. I mean, why would I want to put somebody who I'm doing business with, put their name in? The point here is that the criminal district have a structure, and he's following this. As far as I see it, unless when he make this report, these names are not on there, then I will frown on it. But as long as the report
is there, and we'll give you the opportunity
the boss is able to do that, Mr. So I think that
I'm getting multiple messages here. There are so many ways of doing it, but was this in consultation with some of your executive, not the vice president? Because from what I see, or the vice president is not on board yet. But this action here, because what I'm concerned with is public funding, and of course sometimes we have to be cognizant things that we do in the air, but we are dealing with a household situation, people here and there. Was there a concern by some of your official? This is what I'm going to do, and they were able to make an input on that conversation.
Yes.
Or what?
Yeah, we even had meeting on it. The meeting was the name will not be published. In fact, the name was not even supposed to be released to appease, Prince Double narrative. It was just something that was.
Prince Double got on your skin in this whole thing.
No, he did. He did a little bit because the point he was setting the narrative.
He was trying a bit, and you were just going for it.
Yeah, you were setting the narrative, and we had to. In fact, the first thing you were running with, this thing is very crucial. We have Alfred Donald thing that we put our neck on chopping bull, calling international line, on radio, not sleeping at night, just to make sure the momentum is here. And guess what? Only 45 people from Kunebo district pay in this thing. The money generated $4,000. And that is the reason why we were, making sure that we're targeting the major issue.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So that, we do not want
Mr. Boa, don't leave me dry like that. I hope you didn't make that decision because you felt that only 25 people pay, and therefore
not 25.
This guy is.
No, I didn't make a decision. What we came up with is when you're doing business with people, they are also responsible people. They are president, they are secretary, they are other leaders.
Okay.
And those things they go to. When you're doing business with them, you don't want to wake up in the morning and see their need.
Okay. You know what?
You understand what I mean?
Dennis.
Yes.
You know what? Man say, this guy, that guy is stable.
And that's why they drag. That's the reason why they're dragging my knee for. My knee is trying to keep my integrity so that this small day challenge will not make will not destroy everybody.
But keep up posted. A lot of Prince Double was the Steve Banner in the Kunebo district.
Yeah, you don't want president running the boat here.
You didn't beef up your public relation against him.
Oh yeah,
you were on us yesterday.
Yeah.
When you bring CDC people, you can ask them questions about.
In fact, how ugly it is, I got friends on CDC chat room that told me that they deleted some of the things that Prince Double posted. Now, this thing is a Kunebo district.
Oh, wow.
You understand what I mean?
Okay.
It's a Kunebo district thing.
All
You
right.
know?
Okay.
But
Well,
let me leave you with this, right? We amended our constitution so that both two are accountable, right? They are able to help the administration build chapter where they are being representative, and they didn't go down to a lot of them. And as an administration, you know, this is my administration. In as much as we have our flaws, we really want to do something in Kunambo district. We have spent money to design, you know, or a convention hall, you know, with school in Kunambo district. We actually pay to have yellow machine, you know, that a Pakistani company running to actually go and clean 5 acres over there, right? We have dug well there that will take water from to be able to start a foundation. We have negotiated with people to build a warehouse first. We have this thing. Even myself took upon my time to go Kunambo district, organize district league, so that we can mobilize the youth when time for building houses to come and help us.
yeah, Prince on the other side.
You know, yeah. Even I talked to the development superintendent over there. The previous administration was building what they call guest house that they didn't finish. And St. Kunambo district are suffering from where teacher will stay. They said we should finish that place there. These are things that are there. We have our weaknesses. You asked me earlier whether I have all these obligations with work. I still want to do that. One of the reasons why people want to be involved with this thing is because even with all their weaknesses and business, they feel that at least they can do something. I may not operate the way everybody operates. I may not do what everybody does. But I believe and I love my people. I know we can do something better. The fact that this thing coming to the end. Look, I was born in my family as a top head person. I don't get pushed around. That one for sure, you know that. You've seen it in Grand Union Association, you know. So it's not because someone dragging my knee, I have to come to defend it. If I want to defend myself, I don't need to go there. I just need to place few calls. Prince Double will get hell or a thing to deal with him. You know, so we don't want to go down that route because at the end of the day, believe you or not, Kunambo district is a family organization.
Okay.
You know, so I just want to let the people know that we're going to be over there. The report will be clear, and Mr. So as my big brother, and Mr. To as my big brother, who I'm gonna say hang out in Ghana. If you feel if people feel that something within their budget or within their account are missing, Dennis Boa will go in for 401k and pay that money back. But I can tell you that St. Kunambo district, under my wife, had not raised over 12,000. So that 26,000, I don't know where it's coming from. And I know that the due that Prince Double and average union and pay that white girl 26,000. I don't know about that. But the report, we just want to be quiet and be silent until we get that and people see it.
So you're going to make the report tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Are we LPR invited?
Yeah.
No.
No, after that, then we'll call LPR. I know LPR will go for 2 hours to think and go for long. So
all right. Folks, we're gonna leave it here to next group of what told you, Mr. Boa.
Thank you, Mr. Boa,
your time, and we're looking forward. We wish the people of Kunambo district the best of luck. Do not take advice from something to. I'm telling you, in this public manner, when you rely on him, he's going to throw you in the deep sea. But Mr. Boa, I want to thank you for being spontaneous. I just reached out instantly yesterday, and then you make your time available here. That's a great thing. Our second group of folks here, we do community initiated, not everyday government, and let us know if any other thing LPR can do to enhance what Kunambo district is doing. We are willing to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so what, folks, that does is a second batch of folks here. We're going to be having it. So let's take a little break and interlude music.
President Sylvain,
Okay, good evening, folks. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I am Francis Ian Sot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We are about to get on the last and final segment in today's editions of All Things Considered with the Labour Progressive, still within the community. This time, we're going to be shifting gear to Nima County. Massive preparation is ongoing right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island, where a group from Nima County, they will be hosting their convention. Then right there, that's a group here that will be on the 20th of August. Wow, they are here. Tiwadot Annual National Convention. I hope I'm calling it, but I'm going to bring the guy here. He's going to do it the best way here. Walter, he's standing by. Let me just bring in. We're going to have the conversation. He is the president of the organization. Mr. President, just straighten your camera. I don't know why it went off. Okay. Are you getting us now? You want to unmute your microphone? Just unmute your microphone. Your mic on your end there is, we're not hearing you. You have to unmute it. It's from your end, not from you. Just go to the mic of your device and hit the unmute button.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, good. How are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Great. Good to have you here. Okay. I'm not sure what that email, the link is out to all of the other folks. Good evening and welcome on LPR.
Thank you, Mr. So the link is out. Email is trying to get in, but
Okay.
The president will not be part of us tonight because he's driving from somewhere going home.
Okay, somewhere going home. That's okay. Hopefully, email can. You are the deputy in. I'm sure you are not parking in the garage, correct?
No, I'm not in the garage.
Okay. Yeah. What's your problem?
Why will you bring the Honorable Dr. Bakai name in this conversation?
I said my question. I'm sure you are not parked in the garage. Who was he parking in the garage?
Yes.
No, I'm not parking in the garage. So.
Well, let's do that. Okay, Mr. Vai, thank you so much for joining us here on LPR. This is what we do. We also take time to see what is happening, things right on our feet, community-wise, and see some of the progress and significant contributions of local organizations with their people here. Set the stage here, introduce yourself, your organizations, and we're going to get down to the wire.
All right, like I said, thank you for the time tonight. My name is El Yeleseva. I'm the Vice President of the Twa River Development Association of America. We are here tonight to lay the premises for the organizations and the upcoming program in Rhode Island on the 20th of August, 2022.
Okay, you say, did I hear you, Twat River Organization?
Yeah, it's the Tuaquado. We just that's the abbreviation. So it's
okay. Yeah, I think we'll make it a little bit easier before I get choked. All right, good. So, give us a little bit backdrop here. Twat River Organizations. Where specifically are you guys from, and what is your engagement within your community?
So, this organization is it's been in existence for a little over 4 years now. We are from Nima Electoral District number 4. So we thought it wise, through the instrumentality of our president, Mr. Rufus G. Year, to gather citizens of the district residing in America together so that we can help our people back.
Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, Mr. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so like I said, we established the organization back in 2018 to help our people back home, and it's open to all citizens from electoral district in Nima.
This one from your end. I'm not sure what's going on. Uh, all right.
Yeah,
You are receiving call, eh?
yeah, that's Emmanuel. He's figuring out to get in. Yeah, so based on that, we established the organization. We are legally known in America, and we are based on the president residing in Minnesota is registered in Minnesota, and we are legally known in America, and we are organizations that have been giving back to the society, especially our district. And there are numerous happenings we have been, or project we've been undertaking back home. And even as we speak, we have a very huge project on hand. That's why we uh, are calling upon Liberians, Nimbayans to join us in Rhode Island to be able to raise funds for the project we have on hand right now.
Okay. Project, when you're talking about projects, what is the project in question we are talking about?
All right. Right now, as we speak, we are undertaking a market hall project in one of the major uh, business center, uh, major clients within the district, like a place in Nima called Bobley.
Hmm.
I know Bobley is one of the historical ground for Liberians, and since then, the area has not even had a market hall. So based on that, the organization thought it wise to help our people by building a market hall so that they can have easy access to selling their stuff. And we started a project in 2020, and right now where we are is roofing level we have reached, and we are trying to roof the building and zinc so that we will turn it over to the community. Our target is to be done with the project this December and turn it over to the community because we don't want it surpass December. And we never thought of it being a 2 years project, but due to the circumstances we find ourselves uh, with the pandemic, it had us slow down. And at this time is a crucial stage for us, and we are calling on Liberians and Bayans to come and join us as we complete our development initiative.
So, project for the people. This project, is it in consonance or consensus with the folks, or is it something that will impose on them and say, hey, no market building here, so we need to put down market? Or were there prior conversation with the community, the beneficiary? This is what we want. Was that a conversation or what?
So, whatever initiative we have to do back home, we don't just impose on the people. We have a country representative that on ground, and what we're doing right now as it relates to the market hall is in consultation with the community. They brought that to our attention,
Okay.
and the organization decided to add upon it. Even beside the market hall, uh, during the heat of the corona, the organization thought it wise to help the district. So we have, it was not, we took another different approach by reaching out to all the clinics within the district because we have a lot of clinics and the health centers within the district. If I'm not mistaken, about 23 or so. So the organization thought it wise to reach out to each clinic by donating food to the both patients and pregnant women within the district and The organization did that, and right now also we have about 10 students waiting to come to America for studies in agriculture at the Muscatine Community College.
At the expense of the organization?
Yes, the Muscatine Community College current president uh, gave us a 10 scholarship. The school
Wow,
will be responsible for the tuition, and the organization will be responsible for hosting them and
that's
their
awesome.
yeah, meeting their basic needs for the time being in America. So that's the part we have to play in the student process.
Yeah, that's quite fascinating. Very strategic places or interests that can be uh, vital, not just only to Nima, to Liberia, agriculture. Let me ask you, what is the strength membership-wise of this organization?
You know, there are a lot of citizens from the district that resides in America. The organization has members, but you know, within our Liberian community, it's very hard for people to take on the full initiative. Up to now, we have about uh, 35 registered members, but we are more than
Fine.
35.
So let me ask you, Mr. Vice President. First of all, the Samson told the liberal here. I want to thank you very much for being on Liberian Public Radio this evening. It's a wonderful thing to have you on. I mean, just hearing from you, especially educating young Liberians, helping to educate young Liberians. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. My question to you, sir, is this. The UNICO, which is I believe, is the parent organization of the NIMA citizen. Is that not correct? Then the question to you is, because I remember the NIMA organization here back in 1982 when they were hosted by the late Dr. Marcus Dunn in Canton, Ohio. And I was involved, so to speak, but I did enjoy the cooperation between the brothers and sisters. My question to you: this organization that I'm talking about still exists. Is there any reason why you decided to perhaps have your own district organization? Now, people will say, well, Mr. Toll, look at Grand Union County Association. We have Boston District, you have Queenable District, you have Chen District. And the reason for my opinion, the reason is that Grand Union Association does not care much for the other district. Everything that we put together go to Zwadru. Everything is in Chen Zwadru. Everything you collect money, they bring the hospital, Zwadru. You collect money, they bring bare material, material for hospital, Zwadru. Everything we put together is Zwadru. And so the people of the various districts decided to say, you know what, we will do what we can for our people. My question to you, sir, is: are you having the same problem? Is that why you're having your own district organization, sir?
Thank you, sir, Mr. Samson too. Uh, Too and so. Okay, I got it already noted. Okay, thank you, Mr. Too. Uh, UNICO is the mother institution for all other organizations that are here from NIMA. We recognize UNICO, and UNICO is our mother institution. Any other program or activities we have, UNICO is aware. UNICO is aware of this organization, and UNICO have visited or participated in our programs. So it is not that we have issue with them or we have problem within the county. No. What we thought of doing and what we are doing is that UNICO is on the national when it comes to activities within the county. Now, UNICO is doing a lot of projects within the county, so we thought it wise to have a district because not everyone from NIMBA that goes for a UNICO program. And based on that, we thought it wise to bring on our district people together so that we can have a district organizations. And when the organization was founded, UNICO was notified. Uh, the outgoing leadership, Mr. Don Dennis, At the time, it was during his regime. So they are aware of the organization, and Don Denny has been in our program and the incoming leadership, because we just conducted election in May in Ohio, which uh, Mr. Samuel G will be coming on board as the president of UNICO. They are all aware, and Samuel G have even hosted us in Minnesota when we have our program there as well. So there is no issue between us and UNICO. Like conflict wise, we are in good standing with them. When they're having a program, they invite us, and even the inauguration that is coming up for them in Minnesota on the 1st of October. Uh, to my recollection, my president told me that there's a invitation for us because the president who live in Minnesota, I believe they gave him the invitation. So we are on good path with them, no any other conflict or issue.
Thank you. One last question here before Mr. So can come in here, and that is, do you know of any other district organization from Nima County besides yours?
Yeah, there are a couple of districts organization, like um, in the last Saturday within this month, which is the 27th, there's a district called the Booyah. There's a district called the Booyah will be hosting her program in Philadelphia. And then we also have the Tapeta Development Association, which is known as the TADA. So there are a lot of districts. And then we have the Beliget Districts Association. So what is happening in Nima is that we have district and then we have national. So the national is aware of those local districts organization. And whenever there is any other activities within the national, the local districts organization are fully represented. And for me, let me not speak for other institutions, but for me, I know whenever UNICO has a program, we always receive letter from them as to inviting us for the leadership presence at the program.
Thank you.
Okay, let's return home here relative to the program, to the market. Let's get a sense of the cost of that structure that you are putting in place. We are also hearing the honorable representative from your district will grace the occasion. Is that true?
Yes, the honorable representative of district will grace the occasion by the help of God. Um, each year when we gather together, we sing for him, and he always made it a duty to come and grace the occasion. When it comes to the project, the market hall from start to finish, the estimate we have is about 35,000, because it's not just they're just doing the move. We have offices attached, and we also have a bathroom, and we are not just doing something where they will have planks in the middle. We are doing concrete as table, so it's costly. So the total cost to finish the project is about 35,000.
35,000. To start that project, how was the money raised? Individual taxation, convention proceed, donors, different organization. What was your own initial investment into that that entice or get other people to get involved?
So what we did was we gathered together for a convention that was in Minnesota. Before that, we converged in Muscatine, Iowa. There where we officially launched the organization, and then after that, we went to uh, Minnesota for the convention. And it is from those two conventions that the proceed we gather, we were able to start the market project in the district. And as we move on, um, some other individuals have contributed towards the project, like some gave us materials, which is a cement. And mainly, we all knew Liberia, when you're building, the major issue there is cement and steel raw. And basically, the members within the organizations, we the leadership has been in the forefront to appealing to our members that we move on. We don't have a donation from outside, and we didn't have any donation before starting the project, but we did what we could with the little one that was in our cover. And then after that, we um, went ahead to start. And then after our Philadelphia program last year, we generated a little fund, and then we also went into that as well. So it has all been our own initiative with few donation from outside.
So the primary objective, one of it could be a lot of things could be discussed there for this convention is to raise the money needed to complete the project, correct?
Yes.
So how much are we talking about here, and what is your own anticipation? So what is your own hope and for this coming convention in with getting sort of fundings to get your job done?
So what we are targeting right now is about 14,000 to complete the project. Uh, because one another thing that is very costly for us in the program is the zinc. We are not just trying to use a zinc that after maybe 2 3 years problem will come. So we intend to use the guarantee one, and our zinc itself is expensive. But altogether, we are looking for 14,000 to complete the project right now. And again, uh, I mean, can you repeat the last question so that
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was. Yeah. Basically, we're talking about the money, but let's make progress here. Is there any contingency plan, any sort of plan besides the convention? You come in, you don't know, and we are hoping, hope and pray the convention is well attended and people. Are there other components within the convention to meaning to add up to extra fundings or fundraiser besides gate intake? How much member is paying? Any contingency plan that you can have, like, okay, even though we don't know how much coming, how many person members or invitees, but we as a member, we're going to do X, Y, Z to supplement our own initiative. There's something in a conversation in that direction.
so whenever we have a convention, each member is taxed with a certain amount for the convention preparation. But
How much are we talking about?
so each member is taxed with $200.
$200.
Yeah, that goes towards the preparations, the whole food, and whatsoever you think of,
Right.
and that goes towards that. And the program itself, we have fundraising rally. The entry is free.
Free?
The entry is free. We will not
Oh,
be charging at the entry, but we have a fundraising rally after uh, the guest speaker. And
so wait a
one
minute.
good thing, uh-huh.
You say the entrance is free? You get a free Hoya?
The entrance is free. We won't be charging at the entrance.
So
Um,
let me ask you this then. I jot down here. First, you're talking 35,000, approximately 35,000 for the project, and you targeting to get at least 15,000. And out of that 15, you have already taxed each of you. All 35 of you, if you pay 200, will be 7,000. You still balance 8,000 and what have you. But my question to you on that, I'm just trying to lay out some numbers here for you. My question to you is usually when you have these convention and things like that, you pay for the hall and everything else. You know, you have a budget and you have an income and you have an expenditure and whatever it is. What besides taxation with each other, do you also, how do you pay for the hall? Is that part of the taxation? And how do you get the food, the drinks, all of those things that people will want to come and enjoy themselves and in order to patronize whatever it is that you're trying to do? How do you pay for those things?
That's a good question. So the one reason that we decide to let gate entries be free is that within the 200 that individual of the organization is paying, it covers the hall renter, food, even the t-shirt that we're going to be selling. So basically, we, the members of the organization, will be will take the initiative to book the hall, and we we always does that so that the hall itself will be empty, so that we will have people, not for people to say, "Oh, me, I don't have money to go there." That I think they're talking about. We did it first, and we learned from the past experience. That's why we decided to say, okay, let the entrance be free, but within what
So,
we, the members, will be paying, we'll be able to book the hall and do other things.
so let me ask this here then. Because I think your organization, the project is a very noble project as far as I'm concerned. I think it's worthwhile. But the question to you that I have, Mr. Vice President, is this: must you do it in this minor by having a convention where you will be able to spend some money and the possibility of not even realizing what you have spent? But can you not do this? Pretty much asking for donation, GoFundMe, whatever it is, by asking other Liberians and having some people be informed. What's wrong with that idea?
All right, so it's a good idea, but the organization constitution calls for a convention every year, and there are, like I said, there are a lot of citizens that resides in America from the district. So based on that, the Constitution allows us to have a convention every year so that we would discuss the development of our district. Now, though we are not financially inclined to be doing all that, but with the help of God, because every organization stands financially, we do pay due. We
Mm.
do pay a due, which is $10 a month per individual, and even to get those due is hard. But equally so, we always talk to our people to do something. But that's part of that. We still have to come together each year to uh, have our convention. And one good thing is that, especially this year, our orator is doing exceptionally well by even reaching out to his friends to come and join us in Rhode Island. So I mean, we are encouraging all Liberians within the East Coast, uh, whether you're from Nima or not, we are inviting everyone to come and join us. The gate entrance is free, but when you come, we have t-shirts on sale. We'll also be having rally, and we will also be doing selling the Saturday morning because we have a soccer that will be between the organizations and another organization within Rhode Island. So we'll also be selling ice cream and other things so that we will be able to meet our target. So all Liberians within the East Coast and around are invited, and all citizens from the district are encouraged to be in Rhode Island. Arrival date is the 19th, and the 20th is the program. 21st we depart from Rhode Island.
Wow. What is,
Interesting.
what is the financial stability in your organization? Because all Liberian organization, all and no exception, some sort of financial insecurity, lead a money crisis here and there. But for people to say they're paying $200 and come together and going on, it seems to be some sort of a stabilization there or some sort of sanity in terms of what the leadership is doing. But let me just get it from the house's mouth. Why should we trust you people are coming? I'm not paying to enter. I know the man will come with all children there as a football team to come. I know you're not going to force people to buy a t-shirt or buy a souvenir, but that's another way of sort of it to attract people to the function ASAP. But what is the security of finances within your organization?
So financially, like I said, financially we are not stable, but every dime that members contribute towards the
No, I'm talking
organization
about what I'm making reference to in
is
terms of
transparency.
accountability,
Yeah, that's
transparency.
what I'm
Okay.
driving to.
Okay.
So every dime members contribute, there is transparency. From the existence of the organizations, we always give report quarterly.
Quarterly.
And thank God, I think the financial secretary is having difficulty getting online, Mr. Emmanuel Tier.
I don't know why,
He's
Emmanuel.
a seasoned accountant. He is the financial secretary of the institution. So we have a report, and the report is given quarterly. We also meet every third Saturday within a month. We also meet online. So and every other donation or contribution that comes into the organization, even if a members pay certain things to the organization, is posted within the organization chat room that everyone sees what's going on. So the general secretary also provide updates of the organization day-to-day activities, and the president is someone that uh, tax people with their responsibility so that the organization will move forward. Even if a member is, like someone just say, we heard about a new person that just joined in America, or even a member that we're trying to get, the president will take the initiative to call. So financially, we try to be transparent, and our members don't complain that we embezzle because of what we do. The financial record is, we ask for each member emails at the end of doing the report time. We ask for members' emails, and then Emmanuel will submit all the information through your emails. You will have time to review when we get to the meetings. Any concern you raise, and then will be addressed. That's how we operate when it comes to transparency within our organization, because we all knew Liberians, what kills most organizations in America is finance. If you're not sincere when it comes to financial management, your organization will break down. So that's why we are federal, and we always try to be transparent. And in fact, our structure, we live in various states. I'm in Indiana. Financial secretary is in Rhode Island. President is in Minnesota. Treasurer is in Muscatine. So there is no way that somebody will try to, before even the way we set up, before a dam is requested from the account, you have to go through series of processes with signature before we withdraw from the account. So that's how it is. And even if any of the members watching online can even attest to that.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Mr. Vice President, I think speaking about the money, if every one of you, the 35 of you, pay $10 annually, I mean, and 35 will give you annually will give you $4,200. I'm still going back to the 15,000 that perhaps you're
Yeah,
trying to realize. So
yeah.
if you do that, okay, and everyone else paid, you're still going to be by the at the end of the convention. If everyone all of these things come to pass at the end of convention, you will still need $3,800 to realize the 15,000. So basically, what I'm saying here to you, I think you guys are on the correct path here. And I really do appreciate because even the convention and things that bring people together because all of you guys are far apart and you don't get to see each other daily. And so some of you perhaps had the opportunity to be schoolmate, high school mate, elementary, or what have you. So these kinds of conventions give you opportunity to catch up on, friendship and what have you. So I really appreciate the effort. All I can say to you, sir, is that many, like you correctly stated here, and I'm very proud of you to be able to recognize that other Liberian organization has gone through a lot of stuff, almost to the point of failure because of finances. And with that kinds of understanding among you guys, I think this organization will do well. And I want to applaud you and your people to say thank you very much. Do the best you can. If those market building are successful in that area, that's Liberia. That's my country. It's not because it's outside of the it's in Nima County, but it's my country as well. And I want to take my hats off for you and say congratulations and say thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. To. Like you said, the 35 you're talking about, I said there are 35 registered members. We do understand. I mean, you as a Liberian person are part of other institution. Not everybody will contribute when it comes to collection within an institution. We have a register of 35. But like I said, we just don't want to make it so tightened for people. That's why we say the gate is free.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
within there are other things that even the t-shirt will be selling as a minimum just $25 because
okay.
yeah.
We'll try,
So
we'll try to hang around there.
yeah.
Are
So we are
Mr. Pro?
inviting everyone to be part. Yeah.
You are you member of are you joining the organization, Samson Toro?
Excuse me?
Are you joining the organization?
And not yet. If I'm gonna be joining, I might have to do my own due diligence. I can't just jump in. I want to find out if I will find out because to be honest with you,
Find out
to
from
be
who?
honest, hold on, Mr.
Yeah,
So,
yes,
you
yeah,
know,
already. So,
Mr. So, please, the liberal is speaking. You know, on these type of conversation, I like the way you push me sometimes. I really do appreciate it. To be honest with you, I'm privileged today to be in this position because of somebody from Secular PA, somebody from Secretariat were able to do such a wonderful job with me to be able to give me some of the opportunity to be able to educate myself and what have you. So me joining a organization from Nima County, I
time to
think it will,
pay
it will,
back.
it will do well. It will do being a good just. But I have to first of all, before I join, I want to look into and see exactly what is the organization.
Oh, come on, dry dog sweet. Why would be eating cereal? We don't have time for that. John, there, they tell you good. It's time for you to pay back. Yeah, that's what somebody saying liberal idea. Okay, so when is your guest speaker expected? He's going to be the guest speaker at the function. The honorable man.
The honorable, no, he won't be the guest speaker of the
Oh.
function, but he's expected to arrive hopefully Wednesday of next week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll talk to Emmanuel. I don't know why he is not doing that. Hopefully, we you here, the number two person, probably through the initiative, maybe we can have him here and he can add his voice because coming from Liberia to come here is huge, is significant, and he could also send out that olive branch to ordinary Nimayans, people from that region who on the edge, and ordinary Liberians to come and support this. So probably I will talk to Emmanuel about you, the VP, as well. Once he gets here, if you guys can let us know, we can have a conversation with him as well. The importance of he coming here and maybe other things. What is the meaning of this sort of project? And I really like the idea where members taking ownership, allowing 10 students to come here. That is huge. That is huge. I'm wondering how was that selection process done? No noise, nothing.
So, like I stated earlier, we have country representative. In order
Right.
to be transparent, uh, we design the application form from here and send it down to them. So we have three. Those guys toured the entire districts and announced before they left. Announcement was made on various radio stations within the county, and each area has a center point
Mhm.
where all of them gathered and did the application. There were many. There were about 100 plus that did the application. So
Wow.
now, what we did in the selection process was we went as far as not just you applying, but we went as far as having a thorough uh, vetting
Vetting
process.
process.
We also have a Reverend Yino Wanti. He's in Muscatine. He's a renowned man of God who hails from the district, and he's been here for over 20 plus years. And he came on a student visa as well. So he was in charge of the scholarship selection process.
Wow,
So
that's good.
we have a strong vetting process, and out of the 100, we came out with first 50 because we have to do not just you say I'm a high school graduate, you have to write an essay, and also
Ah,
we went as far as uh, having your wire certificate. If you don't have a wire certificate, that's number one reason you'll be
we are on with
disqualified.
God.
Yeah.
Straight,
So
straight standard rules.
when we did all that, we came down to another 30. So the
I
30
like that.
students now,
I like that elimination process.
yeah, the 30 students now, we have a test administered to them,
Oh my
and they
goodness.
all conversion counter for the test. Everything was live. We have people that were recording the process, and we have journalists that came around to interview the
To
students
monitor
and
the
watch the
process.
process as well, because we know Liberians, anything is politics. So our institution we made it clear to the public that we are non-political organizations.
So
We
then,
don't want.
I don't mean to interrupt. The interesting question now is, once the 10 student gets here, how do you guarantee that those people will then go back to Liberia and fulfill whatever they must have promised or think they should do? How do you accomplish that?
All right, so like I said, the program is not just for them to come to America. The college that gave us the scholarship is also working with USA. That when those guys graduate here, they are going back to Liberia as a technocrat, because the USA, by the help of God, USA will also be a research center within the district if all goes well. So those guys will be the one that will
Yes,
be
manage.
operating the research center within the district, because one of the proposal we wrote, like I said, the man that is heading the scholarship, uh, he knows very well about those stuff. So we wrote a proposal about making Liberia a country that will produce our own food.
So,
Based on
but you
that,
still you still haven't addressed the issue of somehow not guarantee. Nothing is guaranteed, but some sort
I
of a
I am
understanding
driving there.
between you and the participant that indeed you will have to go back to Liberia.
I am driving there.
Okay.
So with all this, there's a memorandum of understanding between the students and the organization, which they sign. We will not just be on their back to back as they get here, but they are aware that when they get here, the organization will be in full control of their movement and also their passport.
Whoa! As a liberal, you have just pricked my interest. And you want to tell me here in the United States, you will bring your fellow men and try to somehow watch and parade them with with their interests and where they go and where they don't go. I mean, at what point does this thing now become some sort of a I don't want to use the words I really want to stay with, but I will be very, very liberal in my pronouncement here this evening. At what point do you try to have them to be have the liberty seized away from them?
No, you getting it wrong, Mr. Two. I am not saying I'm going to seize the liberty from them. All right. When I said, as I mentioned, we want to have know their movement. Now, uh, the institution in which they are coming to raise a concern that they brought a Kenyans. The same opportunity was given to Kenya, and when those students came at the end of the program, they all disappeared. They didn't go back home. Now, the institution
Wow.
gave us a strong mandate, because this is just a test. Mind you, there are another batch that if those student comes and complete, another batch will follow. So in order to be transparent with those people, the students themselves, including a representative from them back home, were made to understand and they signed a memorandum of understanding.
Yes.
In the first place, if you have a relative here, your relative they didn't send for you to come and go to school. Your relative they didn't call you here, but you came here through the help of organization, and your being here is on the sole responsibility of the organization. So you're not just going to say that we go and get there, that America want to get there a fine way.
My
We
my
all knew.
brother, my brother. What I want to, I don't mean to interrupt, Mr. Vice President, but what I want to suggest to you, this
Yeah.
is a noble organization and a noble idea. But what I would suggest is that you seek the advice of an immigration lawyer. That person will be able to put some sort of a papers together that will guide you. The immigration lawyer will tell you what are some of the things you can and cannot do. Because I'm serious. This young man gets here, and this is a free country. That person gets a lawyer, and everything else is uphill after that. But if you have an immigration lawyer, get involved in this and put in some sort of a. I'm not saying that these young people should come here and they should be restricted, but if they made a promise to say to you and your organization who are going to be laboring hard, struggling to pay these fees because you want them to be successful with, I mean, just for them and their family, including your county and your district. So I think I would advise strongly that perhaps you seek the counsel of the immigration lawyer on this issue.
All right. Thank you. Before you come in, thank you, Mr. Tu. Your advice is considered, but like I said, we also have uh, something of that kind, but it's not to the extent of immigration. But we'll look into that. Thank you very much for your
Yeah,
recommendation.
honestly, the initiative of Riverside Group here is huge. This is what we should be doing. All of the organizations, I think, I see from what I gathered, there's a short-term and long-term goal, and that's how leaders shape a serious organization to be strategic in making investment in something of viable that can sustain sustainability is what is lacking. Not just any kind of project because you want to do it because of some sort of publicity stunt. That's it. And I think what Mr. Toll said, that's it because why you're initiated, it might be on your district level, but also bear in mind there are other organizations that will want to do same, and the reactions or the repercussions of this group that could also, like you're talking about second bright, but I think they're going to do everything, and hopefully they will understand that people are making enormous sacrifices to get them to reach here. They must, in turn, as normal and rational people that I know, should be receptive of that. I tell you, the last time one of my cousins, the AFL, they send people here for training and some people ran away. They were in Atlanta, Georgia. Army, your government sent you to invest into you to be able to go back and train other people. And other people ran away. Because you were going back there, you find out, hey, you're stupid, eh? You're coming back, you know? So, and I know. So when you look at the situation back there, and get way here daybreak next day you're calling 24 hour, you don't have to go in the bathroom, open your palm, water running through the faucet and all of that. A lot of things when it kicks in the head and think people doing. But like you said, I think we really employ and we hope that the people, because that would be a good investment for the people of that region, and we really we pray that they also the trust that you guys, and I like the process, the vetting process. Let me ask you, is any of the executive, whether they qualify or not, is there some sort of a great law? Any of the executive members, family, people on that wants to meet the criteria, or you just decide to kind of like say, you know what, we don't want it to have a noise. Executive, family, immediate people, we don't want them to be part of this process in the first phase.
We like I said, we never wanted for noise to come in, so the project was open solely to the public. And I, for once, my little sister is already in college at the Liberia Christian International College in Ghana. Uh, she's almost at the point of graduating, so I didn't deem it necessary to even say go and apply because I want for the process to play out. And the same thing goes to the president. He did. He had a lot of relatives, but he could not say, "Oh, go there. I gave you the order." The implementers of the process, which is our representative back home, they also play a fair play because those guys I don't know if you ever knew about the church in Liberia called United Liberia Inland Church. They were all pastors from that institution. So we trusted them with the process and a fair play was done. Even the test, it was administered fairly that all journalists and people came around to record.
Okay.
So we didn't just impose on them, say, let my family member get there, because we knew how those things have can implicate other people
Yeah.
character. So we didn't do that.
Okay, I know you still have a little bit time space. I'm not sure how a workplace really went kind of a little bit crazy with email about not being here, but we can try to put something else in place, especially that I talk to him when the honorable man comes, just to add momentum to the program. We are open to that. Please let us know whatever we can do. We are still in conversation, but we'd love to have him here so that he will add his voice to what is happening, and potentially that will land on a fertile soil for the program to be well attended and the required fundings be raised in order to complete your work. What is your closing statement or what message of Rhode Islanders and those that are within the proximity of Rhode Island, to show face, regardless of what are the for name now, it doesn't matter. But I come and support this. Children coming for schooling, that's huge, and that's what I find really my interest in.
All right. So thank you tonight for hosting me and the organization. Uh, we are calling upon all Liberians, uh, Imbayans, sons and daughters of the district to gather in Rhode Island for this convention. It's an appeal to everyone. Financially, we need all of you guys, and LPR Radio is also invited. So all of you that listening to us tonight, we say you are all invited to Rhode Island. The program will be great. We will also be hosting one of our Nimbayan artists, Miss Zay, Madame Zay Titi will also be there. And our orator this year also is also known within the community. Mr. Mohammed Keita will be the orator this year. So we are also encouraging everyone, whether you're from Nima, you're not from Nima, Grand Jide, Maryland, West, which county you from, you are all invited. Even we are still trying to get this lady, one musician from Grand Jide to
Marie Namo.
Yenemo. We're trying to get Yenemo. I think the president said he's making effort. So if all goes well, Yenemo will also be there. Well, I'm not sure yet. I have the final clearance from him. But
Okay.
you guys are all invited, and LPR Radio, thank you tonight for the appearance. It's our first appearance here in America, and we say
Oh,
thank you to everyone, and you guys are invited.
okay. Well, Mr. VP, thank you for and to the entire administration and the people of the Riverside organization. You may not realize, but I am moved. The step. So this whole organization thing is not about quantity, but quality.
Yes.
35 committed people taking the bull by the horn and doing what they are doing. They're not waiting to say, yeah, other 100 on this side. Who knows when that 100 come in, you're gonna be the noise you try to avoid. Who knows they're gonna even bring that in, and that's very very crucial. It's very very cardinal in this organization. the processes involved in the vetting process itself. The explanation here provided is so explicit to the extent that it speaks a volume that there's some sort of standard set, and that's what we want organizations to be. We are to hold national organization, national government responsible. These organizations that are here with this president, prime minister as well, we also need to hold them responsible. This is why for us here on LPR, we are not as selective to say we want only lawmaker, senator, this and that, to come here. Everyone, each one must form part of the narrative of the Republic of Liberia, whether from the village, from the city, wherever you come from. We must give people the fair share that they must be heard from, so we don't just convey people here without giving them the opportunity to hear from them as well. So we are here, like I said, I told Eamon, please, when the honorable man comes, let him squeeze out time. I believe he will be cutting up by adding his voice. Those who don't know or those who've been the wait and see attitude, and will most likely jump on board. But I would really, really appreciate your time. Hopefully the president and the Eamon, they will make way to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me.
Okay. All right. Whew. I'll left with the guy here. I'm about to go. Let me ask you.
Was there any secret between you and the VP, the honorable? Who is the honorable man that's coming that we were not privileged to have the name?
You're not going to score, and there's no way that you're going to score any point here. You did horrible.
Why are you at the end there? You're talking to the VP when the honorable man. Who is the honorable man that's going to come?
The point is loud and clear that they are representative from District Number 4, Nima County.
Okay.
Nima Secretary man, they wait the day and you throw it out. I didn't put finger in your throat, and I didn't see you saying anything here.
Mr. So, like I said, even if I'm going to be joining the organization, I want to know what the organization is all about. I mean, this is just the first time. Mr. So, this is the first time. You're not going to bamboozle me to be part of anything that I'm not quite on board with yet.
Okay, we're about to go. Yesterday you were on your show. Did I hear you saying that Boyka can jail you or somebody? What did he say yesterday?
Mr. So why but anyway, the point is, and I'm going to be having the same show again tomorrow. The point is this. I don't believe that Dr. Bakai, because of his close connection with the Liberians, over the many years that he has served in high position, and that I don't think Dr. Bakai will look at Samson Toe if Samson Toe is corrupt.
Who are the names? There are other names still lacking.
So why would you want me to? I'm giving you an example. I said I don't think that Dr. Bakai will look at Samson Toe, who's also having to be the son of the soil, to say you're going to go to jail if Samson Toe is corrupt. Now, you're not going.
If that's a belief and that's a strong conviction you have, yet you sit on this network, you cry, baby, cry, you cry like a wolf.
Are we electing Dr. Bakai to throw people in jail? Is that the reason why we're going to be electing him? No.
Samson Toe is corrupt. Why Samson Toe can't go to jail?
Well, if Samson Toe is corrupt, he doesn't necessarily have to be going to jail. There's other way to punish Samson Toe. That's my point.
What could be that way?
Fire Samson Toe.
And then let him go with the money.
So the law would take its course.
Should he be president of the Republic of Liberia?
Definitely. Dr. Bakai all the way should be the next president of the Republic of Liberia. Why? Because he will be able to help to stabilize the country. And then Cummins can come in and run with it.
Oh, when he stabilizes it, then Cummins will take it?
Yes, then Cummins will come in and run with it.
I pray not to happen, because he doesn't look like one who can stabilize whether you like it.
What will be your let me be a little bit
no, we are about to go. I'm just only telling you.
So why are you about to go and then you're going to tell me the next president of the Republic of Liberia does not have the ability to stabilize the country? Why were you
we're looking for a strong, consistent, not unstable, like Samson Toe has been saying.
I don't say I want to be president. I'm not going to be the president. The person who I'm asking Liberian to put in power is unstable.
Where is he every day? I haven't heard from him.
Who, Dr. Bakar?
Yeah.
He's making his round. The international community
Where?
are all consulting with him because
Where?
they know very well he's going to be a minister. So I'm not here to tell you Dr. Bakar itinerary because I'm not part of that. I mean the insider. Let's put it that way. But all I can tell you, Dr. Bakar is ready, and the international community has been informed fully that Dr. Bakar is ready, and the international community is quite aware that Dr. Bakar has the ability to stabilize the country, to bring back the country, to bring it back to where it's supposed to be. So please, whatever you do, you and your conservative, whoever you want, that person is not quite ready. Wait your turn.
You finish?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what deliberate? Thank you so much for the conversations. Oh, Tunisia court suspends president's dismissal of 50 judges.
Yeah.
Guinea dissolved the leading opposition group amid political unrest, uncertainty, and
Sarah Leone is on the watch list as well.
Sierra Leone as well. What a crazy and volatile war that we found
Mr.
out.
So before we go, let me make one comment here about the previous show on Mr. Dennis Boa. I hope that the young man will see reason to understand that Queenable District is bigger than him, that Queenable District is bigger than any one of these young people themselves. And so if his presence in Queenable District as a leader is bringing in all of this issue, then I would think that Mr. Boa should do the honorable thing to give the Queenable District the opportunity to reselect whoever they think will lead them to a right position. You cannot impose yourself on anybody, and I hope my brother will not do that.
Yeah, at this point, the vessel is off. The vice president has defected.
Yes.
The ball is on the other side now.
So what will happen? Even will help me out here, disabuse me, because you've been a president of our organization before, Boston District to be specific. What will happen if he goes to the convention and the boards refuse to recognize him as president, as a sitting president of the organization? Who then the board will bring in to
No, well, it's clear cut. If you look between the lines here, the red line is already been set. So and I don't know how that this happens. The propaganda machinery seems to work, and the clock really turned on him. You heard him saying that the board has already served the vice president to be the next president. Itself, the constitution is already being ignored. The vice president seems to be in line with that letter. Who doesn't want to be president? Of course, but the process, his argument is the process. At this point in time, it's just.
But do you think if the board carry out this,
the board carry out already?
Okay, but do you think that is forget about the legality of it?
What I'm sensing out now, and he's also making the point, South Dakota originally at his place. So who knows? He get his sort of supporters there, and the leadership, the board, they themselves too have to be very careful. And this is where the split, this is where the division can come in. But from all indications from the Genesis, if I really cut through the lines of what he's saying, based on the question that you asked, this whole thing, it creeps in from the Grand Gillette. You remember the Grand Gillette Associations was heavily fragmented. Most of these people, they are also members of the Queen and Boards organizations. They were all on different sides. But I think there was, to some extent, there was some sort of administrative lapses on his part, especially to have. I'm not going to have people who would be on the A wall. And I think he really provided that breeding ground from them, and they are making that case against him.
I also believe his attention, focusing his attention on an individual, his own brother, Prince Dover. I think was something that perhaps clouded his judgment, in that his attention focusing on Prince Dover and trying to see how best to deal with Prince Dover, clouded his judgment. he alienated a lot of other people because by going this far with Prince Dubba, also put him in a position of not trying to comply with whatever the Constitution mandated, and I think that was is doing. So I'm just
And I
saying.
think he wasted his time. He did not kick off the public relations aspect because Prince Double turned to be the Bill Cunningham against him, and he was waiting and all on him, put it out there. And believe me, news when something goes out and there's no counter reaction to say, okay, let's just play it out by itself. Remember, when it goes out, there's consumption take place. People take it, they process it, it works through their mentor, and they kind of bring it into visual. Oh yeah, okay, he's not even talking. That's true.
Yes.
You saw he was making, and it was deliberate when I brought this thing here just to capture my attention. He said he did it. So now the soundbite coming from Prince Double and other folks' credits of him, the created visual resonate with people. You see what this guy did? He sent money here. How sure are we that he sent the money to the people, even though he was taking some calculative?
But Mr. So,
that doesn't. It's not something that's going to appeal to our people.
but Mr. So, then what? Let us not because Mr. Boy had a relationship with him, but let's be a little bit transparent here and be factual as well and be truthful. And that is, if the people of Quinamo District, because Mr. Boy here were very much seem to be. They seem to be that Prince Double got under his skin, and in fact, he admitted that by Prince Double putting the money around his neck and up. Why would the Quinamo District elders will not advise Prince Double to say, even though we are not certified, but let us deal with it. Don't do this because you're.
Is that the first time that elder don't advise people within
Well, I agree. We had a.
You want me to talk?
Yes, we had that similar experience ourselves. But
So
but
it's not. I mean, it's not. It happens.
yes.
But
yes,
I think,
I agree.
and that's what I asked. Prince Double did not call him. Prince Double was on a mission. There was a calculation already, and I saw comments were coming from other prominent people singing Hallelujah. That is to show the resentment, the bitterness.
But
that
I'm not too
came
sure
from
why
Christ.
would it turn against this young man so much. Because maybe I've never really spent a lot of time with Dennis, but the time that I spent with him is very humble. I mean, and not only that, when you meet him, when you have conversation, he's very humble. But does he have? But however, let me point something out here very quickly. Very quickly, I was at a meeting, Grand Jury Association meeting, where he pretty much include the entire Chen people in the Chen district in a basket of deplorable by using the word your Chen people, your team was scared. We ain't scared. I'm just paraphrasing that. And it didn't go well. No, Niabo people. It didn't go well with the Niabo that was at the meeting that night. Honorable Gay Slag came back heavily in his reply. And so, but perhaps he was saying it from an emotional standpoint, knowing that his own brother is missing. And then when people went to look for him, there was an issue of people shooting at Quinamo District people. So perhaps he was speaking from an emotional standpoint as well. But the issue here is why would sensible and intellectual Quinamo people would sit by and allow this young man to be denigrated as such? It's concerning. It's concerning, Mr. So, because if this percolating from the Grand issue is still hurting and
No
still
question about that. No
our
question about that.
organization all over, then I think we have a serious problem.
No question about that. And I can tell you that bad blood will still exist. It will still exist. It was unfortunate that he allowed it to happen,
Yes.
so to speak, in my own understanding from what I see. But I'm waiting to see. I think we're going to vindicate him based on what we heard tonight. He said he did that for a strategic reasons, coming from the IT or whatever technical background. But, and that's the problem that we have. every area or specialty has its own way of ethical line that you take. Then not every English word you throw out there is the same meaning as somebody who is a science student. It's quite different. So it means you have to go further beyond the line to explain, And how many people are willing to accept, to take in explanations that you're going to get? That's not it.
No.
So Prince Double successfully puts in the water.
Right.
CA consistently calling his name over and over, deep down within him.
Right.
Prince Double causes the harm to him.
Prince Double is pretty much playing the Michael from Michael Gilman playbook. Exactly how Michael Gilman attacked, and very effectively when he attacked people, because he say it over and over, and there are some people that believe it. Now, for example, the issue here with that money and the docking of the stuff, I think Mr. Boa to come out to explain in rational terms, to say that based on his IT experience, which I accept, but you are dealing with an organization that are not in your area. Many of them are not IT experts like you are. So you must apply what this organization is carrying on. If you can come out and explain to them from the very initial stage that I did this administratively, then I think you can say fine.
Let me tell you.
Out and because other people complain is he was very arrogant, and not only that, was ignoring the people and very condescending to those brothers and sisters. And I think that's gonna do him.
I'll tell you what, to undo perception from people, it's a difficult task. The Liberal Progressive, I want to thank you so much, and to our many viewers, our first guest, Mr. Dennis Board, President Board, we're looking forward to having you here, and also the people of the Riverside side. We want to re-echo the appeals. The event going to be right here on the 20th of August in the Ocean State of Rhode Island.
And Boston District, remember now, Boston District is also going to be there on the 28th.
I said 20th.
Yes, I understand, but I'm also advertising Boston District, if you don't mind.
Boston District announcement. I'm just bringing an announcement. Why are you intruding into when I'm making?
I'm making an announcement for Boston District. The Boston District will be.
What? Put out something so we'll put it out. That's what I mean.
But my mouth is big enough. I have a very big mouth, and I'm making an announcement that Boston District going to be in Providence on the weekend of the 28th, Mr. So. I mean, this is something that should grab your mind, and you should gravitate towards that announcement with happiness and appreciation for the liberal.
You done?
Yes.
Good night.
Is that all you're going to say to me?
What else?
All right, Mr. So.
I know you slaughtering one go this weekend.
Mr. George is going to be joining me here, hopefully on Friday.
No, George not joining you. George said he's not joining you.
No, Mr. So, I'm speaking about the central right. I've already had a conversation with him, and the doctor.
And I'm gonna call him right after the program that he's gonna boycott your show.
To boycott my show?
Yes.
And you call yourself a CEO?
Yes.
Of Liberian Public Radio?
Yes.
And I'm the board chair. I mean, let me be careful. I'm a board member.
You don't have no authority. Go find money to support the organization.
I'm still here. I'm a board member.
You're looting somebody's position. Did I hear you saying you board chair?
No, I said I'm a board member.
I have it on record here. I'm gonna file it to the decision maker, and we'll take a discipline. Okay, the Liberal Progressive. I want to thank you so much for to our many viewers and listeners. We say thank you so much. And by God's willing, we will be back here. So we're going to wrap up here, taking you to La Côte d'Ivoire.
I just wanna die.